Hey everybody, and welcome to the PC Gamer Show. My name is Tom Marks, Associate Editor here at PC Gamer, and your host, as always. Joining me today, we've got a little bit of a curveball going in. The man you hear laughing next to me is Lucas Sullivan. Lucas,
hello, everybody.
Senior Editor at Games Radar Plus, one of our sister sites under Future.
And an alum, as it were,
Yeah.
like you, of the PC Gamer intern program.
Yeah, when were you an intern? How long ago?
Oh, God. 2011, and
Okay.
I think it was 13 months.
Okay.
I was a full-time intern, baby.
Wow.
Unpaid.
Over a year.
This is from before the days they paid the interns.
Yeah, times have changed. Times have changed. We've got a little bit of an odd show for you today. It's going to be shorter, about half length, and we're going to be doing an extended community Q&A, Twitch chat Q&A. So if you have questions now, gather those, bring them for the Q&A later. The main reason it's a little bit of a different show, the main reason we got Lucas in here, not besides the fact that I love him,
Thank you.
I'm happy to have you here.
So, I appreciate it.
Is I'm like the only PC Gamer editor or person who is not like in another country on a plane or busy in some way right now.
Indisposed.
It was kind of incredible. Like literally I'm the only PC Gamer person in the office right now. Wes is at Taipei for Computex. Bo's on a plane. Tuan is busy. James is in Montana. Tim and Evan are on planes. And then, like, I was going to just set up 2 monitors and be like, all right, we'll just get a couple remote people in here. And now, like, Steven's busy, Tyler's busy, Chris has people redoing his roof right now. Like, of all
Hard
days.
to work through that.
Yeah, yeah. And then Jared, I was going to have Jared on as well. And we're going to have him hopefully on next week to talk about a lot of the cool stuff with, like, the Intel i9 and some hardware stuff that's been going on. And Jared's power went out this morning for, like, a solid 2.5 to 3 hours. And
Perfect storm,
yeah,
Tom.
it's a perfect storm. So we're going to be doing, we're going to take that opportunity to get y'all in here and then hear what you have to say, hear what the questions you have for us. It's going to be a good show regardless. And we have Lucas here to talk about games with me.
Hell yeah.
So I'm not just like rocking slowly and quietly in the corner alone.
Well, I also like the idea of you between the 2 monitors.
Yeah, right.
'Cause you'd feel boxed in, very boxed in.
I was almost going to ask you instead, I was almost going to stay home and just ask you to set up 3 monitors in here for me. But
that'd be asking too much, Tom.
yeah. Well,
for those of you at home, Tom and I actually sit in pretty close proximity.
yeah,
to the
like
office.
there's a West between us, and that's
There
it.
is, as in the office, as in life. Tom.
Yeah.
West comes between us.
No. All right, let's talk about some of the things we're going to discuss today. We're going to jump onto just some latest news topics, touch on some things like Kerbal Space Program has 2 bits of news today. Overwatch got a little bit of news today. Talk about what we've been playing lately, and then we'll just jump into questions from you guys. So the first bit of news I do want to talk about is actually Kerbal Space Program, because it came up in the news circuit twice this week. Twofer, yeah. The first being, like, I guess it was late last week, there was some news coming out that, like, Valve had hired all of Squad, all of the developer, and brought them into the fold of Valve, and then that quickly turned out it was not entirely true, and, like, some of the developers had been hired by Valve, and it basically sounded like it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, it sounded like Valve absorbs Kerbal Space Program team, and instead it was like, developer gets new job. Why?
Good for them.
Yeah. But the other bit of news, which I wanted to talk a little bit about with you actually, was just came out today that Take-Two, which is the company of 2K, right? I don't understand this. Maybe we can touch on this first.
Please.
What is the difference between Take-Two and 2K? Are they the same
I thought
company?
Take-Two owned Rockstar. Are we tripping right now? One of us is
I think you're tripping.
severely.
Take-Two and 2K are definitely the same. Maybe they own Rockstar too, but I don't know. Okay, we're looking this up.
Yep.
Yeah, Take-Two wholly owns Rockstar Games and 2K Games.
Okay.
So I guess
we're both right, Tom.
Yeah, it's a lovely compromise. I guess then the thing that always trips me up is Take-Two and 2K are just such similar names that I figured they were always the same company, but I guess not. So yeah, Take-Two now owns Kerbal Space Program, whatever the heck that means.
Yeah.
I guess it means they own the intellectual property. Squad is still developing the game. Squad is still going to be making new DLC for it. They've got a bunch of stuff coming on the way still. According to them, not much has changed for them. But
no layoffs over at Squad.
Ideally, yeah, ideally. And I guess Take-Two is now just like publishing them. But how do you feel about a game that has been in early access or was in early access for like 3 or 4 years, is like heralded as one of the best kind of examples of that, has now been out in full release for about 1.5 years, and then suddenly a AAA developer is like, we're going to buy and start publishing this now?
Frankly, I don't understand it, Tom, because like when Microsoft bought up the rights to Minecraft, it was obvious that Minecraft still had a lot of like monetary juice in it, as it were. They could still milk that for all it was worth. But Kerbal Space Program, I feel like the people that know it exists and are into it already own it. And there's not like, oh god, there's no like microtransactions, are there?
No, they've actually made a pledge a while back to do like only free DLC for a while. I don't know if that's an infinite pledge, right? But I wouldn't blame them if it wasn't. But yeah, they've specifically avoided stuff like that in the past.
But it seems so weird for Take-Two to, out of the blue, like pluck them up, but not announce like what they plan to do with the game at all.
I mean, maybe they see it as like what Microsoft did with Minecraft and Mojang. Maybe they see it. It's a similar style game, right? Of this infinite replayability. Even though I hate that kind of PR term, it's true in the case of Kerbal and Minecraft. Maybe they see it like that. Maybe they see this as an investment where they can start bringing it to other platforms and expanding it and trying to reshape it kind of in a way that Minecraft has, where it's just like it's like air now.
Well, explain it to me like I'm 5, Tom. Can a kid learn how to play Kerbal Space Program?
So actually, yes and no. I told my little 7, I guess he was 7 at the time, 7-year-old cousin named Zeke. Great kid. Love
him to bits.
Love him to bits. His dad claims he's going to be a future MLB pitcher, and I don't doubt it. But he's also like a really smart kid, and he loves Minecraft. And I told him and his dad to get him. He also loves space, so I told him get him onto Kerbal Space Program, and he totally got it. Like this 7-year-old kid knew what was up to a point. Right? Like Minecraft has this thing where you can just play forever, and like you won't get into the command block stuff maybe and the redstone stuff, but your experience of that game is not really hampered by being young or not knowing what you need to know. I think Kerbal gets to that point. I think there's a point in Kerbal where you start hitting like a limit where you need to be a rocket scientist to play it.
You got your physics, you got your engineering problems. It sounds like a bit much if you're... So I don't think they're targeting, branching this out to all ages entertainment, but I could be wrong.
I'm just interested to see what happens. Like I like you said, I hope for the best in terms of not laying anyone off, not taking too much creative influence. Apparently the one of the guys from Squad was saying that Take-Two has been like trying to do partnerships with Squad for almost like 3 or 4 years.
Courting them.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see where it goes.
Maybe a GTA crossover. They'll mod the Kerbals into Los Santos.
No, you're thinking too small. Mafia. We got to get a Kerbal Space Program Mafia crossover.
New Orleans.
Yeah. With
rocket scientists.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
This is perfect. You get that one for free, Take-Two.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to another topic, though. And I know a lot of people are going to groan, but don't blame me, blame Blizzard. Overwatch did just get an announcement today. It's getting a new map. It just went on the PCR. It's very, very pretty, if I may say so myself. And it's on the freaking moon. So that's, I mean, how can you not be interested in a moon map? The thing Do you play much Overwatch, actually? I know you play Heroes of the Storm.
I've been out of the loop for a little bit.
Okay.
Like, I didn't play the the tropical resort map.
Oasis?
Yes, didn't play that. Didn't play the Dark Souls castle one.
It's not a bad description, actually.
But this one seems pretty legit because it has the nice choke points, which I like. I actually prefer that in team shooters because too much open air stuff makes it just feel like it's taking forever to run anywhere.
Yeah. And this is one of the at least 3 maps that they said was coming this year. They said they were working on probably 3 that would come out this year that were like standard maps, and this is assumedly the first of those. And the big thing people always bring up with moon level is gravity, right? Like, is it going to be low grav, which seems kind of insane. And Jeff Kaplan, the game director, put out this developer update today that was basically like, we tried low gravity on the entire map and it was bad. Like, it just it was gimmicky.
You know
basically.
What game is all about low gravity? That Lawbreakers, Tom. This is maybe
Jeff Kaplan throwing shade.
yeah, a little underhanded dig at them.
Yeah, no. So he said it didn't quite work. It was a little gimmicky to do all low gravity. But there is a section, kind of like a flanking route in the map that is low grav. It's like outdoors. You're on the moon with no helmet, but whatever. And that is a low gravity section. And then everything else is normal gravity, and it's indoors. The interesting part to me, and I'm really excited for this, they're adding an arcade mode which will have full low gravity on every map in the game. And then they're also adding a gravity setting to every custom game, like to the custom game settings, which are already really robust. So this map coming in not only is just like a new map that you might see occasionally, it's also now you can just jump into a custom game with friends in low grav and like it'll just be chaos.
I'm trying to think of where the invisible ceiling is going to be placed on all those maps, because Farah can hit the cap pretty easily, right? She's going to be OP.
Yeah.
And Mercy's going to be super OP in low gravity.
It's actually, yeah, well, definitely Farah's going to be OP, but on some of the maps at least, that cap is relatively high. Like, I think it'll have the potential to be some weird things going on. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's just like, to me, this is something that Overwatch or Blizzard wouldn't have done a year ago, right? They would have just been like, here's this map that has low gravity on it and we're good, right? And they wouldn't have done this kind of like extra step of like, also, we know you're going to ask about this already, so here's these other things. And I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, they preempt the people's desire for that wacky mode. I got a question for you, though, Tom.
Yeah.
So in the trailer, they show, the airlock doors opening to the sort of outdoor moon area.
Yeah.
And I think it's implied that you can go out there. But how are they going to explain the breathing in space aspect?
Right. So Jeff Kaplan literally addressed that exactly in this developer update, where he was like, you don't die and you don't instantly implode. It's just, and he said like something along the lines of like, some sort of magic is keeping you alive, right? So basically it was Blizzard, who's known for like overemphasizing lore and like all of these like little bits of details covered. And like the game director was just like, just stop. Just don't worry about it. Just don't think about that. Like,
I mean, I want them to at least add, like an effect of people get like a little bubble over their head.
Yeah,
somehow.
that'd be cool.
But who knows? With rigging, animation rigging, and all that, probably be a nightmare. But yeah, the map seems cool. I bet neat. Winston will get a lot of really cool. Actually, I bet all the old school Overwatch people will have cool quotes.
Yeah, Winston for sure though, because that's like, this is, I can pull up actually the freeze frame that we are on in this video. Like, that's his room, and it's his room from the trailer, or like I can't remember what it's called, Recall, the video that was like his history, the animated thing. So you can find a bunch of Easter eggs like that, especially for Winston, because it's literally like a monkey testing facility is what it was. So yeah.
Here's something else, Tom. If you were raising, an ape, genetically modified ape, would you name it your last name? Because that feels a little presumptuous by Dr. Winston. I don't like it.
Yeah. I'm glad after establishing that like you survive in space through magic, we're now like digging into the real deep lore of like the naming conventions of this lunar base. Yeah. I always got the impression that he like adopted the name after he left.
Okay, so it's not.
No, I guess you're right.
It's not an ego thing.
Because he's in the computer thing for the tease they did 2 days ago.
Yeah.
As Winston. So yeah, it's just kind of like a weirdly vain sort of thing to do.
Who's Hammond? Who dat?
No one cares. I don't know. Everyone's like, the Overwatch community is so funny. They just dig into like every little moment where they're like, oh, there's another name there.
Blizzard knows that, and they play to it so well.
Doomfist is a monkey. That was one of the jokes that was spreading around when that first tease came out. Doomfist
that'd be kind of cool, like the evil Winston. Oh man,
they wouldn't put another monkey in the game, right?
Why not? Maybe he's like a silverback.
I guess yeah. If they did it like really different, I'd want him to be like oh god, I can't remember the little teeny tiny howler monkeys. I'd want him to be one of those. He'd be able to ride other heroes. That'd be great. All right, let's move on from Overwatch though, and let's talk about just kind of what we've been playing lately.
Cool.
Lucas, this is exciting because you've never had the opportunity to grace us with your answers on this show.
I am excited to do so.
And Games Radar is for those of you who don't know, Games Radar, great site that he works for.
Games Radar.
Focus mostly not on PC.
We leave the PC to the big boys, and we do the consoles.
Yeah. But what have you been playing? Because I know that doesn't mean you haven't been playing, anything.
Yeah, it's just that I can play PC games. I just can't write about them. But on that note, Heroes of the Storm.
You're on HOTS most nights.
I'm on HOTS daily. I'm getting those daily quests done and then some. And
I warn you, regular listeners of the show are used to, after the words Heroes of the Storm are uttered, James going, ugh. As he
but
does.
It doesn't even have cards. What's he complaining about? What the heck is he complaining about? I almost got James to play HOTS with me.
Yeah.
Or I planted the seed anyway. I think he got as far as logging into Battle.net, and then when I messaged him, hey, you want to play? He told me to F off. He didn't really do that. But he just didn't care. But that HOTS 2.0, Tom,
you're still liking it?
I'm still liking it a lot. And actually, it reminded me of a topic I thought would be fun to talk about.
Yeah.
The topic of playing when you're on tilt. Because last night I had 5 straight losses, and I was in a bad place. I was not having a good time, but something in me was compelling me to keep playing because Bo knows this because Bo and I will play fairly often. But I pretty much need to end on a win. Like I can't go to bed.
That's dangerous.
On a lot. It's very dangerous. It's like a gambling loss cycle, but with skill-based games. So it's
this isn't a HOTS thing. This is every sort of competitive game,
any
right?
competitive game.
Yeah,
I cannot. But if I'm on tilt, then you just play worse and worse because you're so angry and playing stupid.
Honestly, one of the reasons I stopped playing League actually was because I felt myself getting to that emotional point and just being like, why am I doing this to myself? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, I was playing with a buddy, and he's usually very chipper and like happy-go-lucky, and then in the last 2 games he was like, just let them win, just let them take the core. And I was like, no, dude, we gotta fight this out. But
actually, yeah, Jules M in the chat says it's why he stopped playing CS:GO. Basically, I think it's a feeling that is pervasive across many games, and I think also is a feeling that is worse in team games.
Yes, like, because it's out of your controls.
Yeah, you get, like, I get worse ladder anxiety in games like StarCraft or card games, you know, where it's like all on me, then that's when I'll get ladder anxiety. But I'll tilt and like get upset more in team games where even if it's not true, it's so easy for your brain to just be like, if that one guy wasn't doing that one thing, I'd be like, you just make those excuses, even though like 99%
Can't play
of the
the
time.
blame game. You gotta look inward. That's what I try to do usually, but last night it wasn't coming to me. And I remember saying to my buddy Josh, like, don't die, and then I got ganked shortly thereafter. And I said, I didn't follow my own advice. I should have listened to myself. But yeah, she's great. And then they're teasing the new hero next Monday, I believe.
Seriously? They pump out heroes in that game like nuts.
Yeah, they better. I need them. I need a constant feed of new content, Tom, where I'm not happy.
Just the IV drip. Just like hook it up.
Yeah. Straight
just intravenous Heroes of the Storm characters.
Exactly. I'll tell you this, though. We found a way to like break the matchmaking last night because we had Bo and one of Wes's friends actually who are super low level, and then me and two other guys who are relatively high level. We queue up for a game, and the estimated wait time's like 50 minutes. We're at like 350 seconds, and we're at like 360 seconds. So we're like, I don't think that the matchmaking can figure this out. Like, it cannot compute our MMRs, our team comp, whatever. And we were just stuck in an infinite searching for match state. It was very bizarre. And then, of course, as soon as we split up the group, like, we got a game instantly. So
wow,
yeah.
That's nuts. That's really weird.
I can't think of any other game where it was like we were all in disbelief at how long it was taking, and it seemed like, well, if it hasn't done it by now, it's never going to find a game for us.
I wonder if matchmakers have... Because a lot of what people say is that, you know, the matchmaker will get slowly more relaxed and they'll search wider and wider parameters as the queue time goes along.
Right.
I wonder if those have some sort of hard limit in how wide they look that it just won't tell you about. And so, like, it'll go to a limit.
If it just had a message that said, give up.
Yeah.
You are not getting a game.
Please play something else. Log out right now.
Yeah, but I've been trying to get you back into HOTS, Tom.
No, I've taken a break from it, and I will say that I've taken a break from it mainly because of the Overwatch anniversary event, and because a lot of little things or smaller games, not super small, but smaller games have come out that I've been interested in. One of those I want to talk about right now, actually, and I'm interested to pick your brain about as well, is Vanquish, man. Did you ever play Vanquish?
So I didn't, and I'm like the perfect target audience for this port because I'm all jazzed to play it in super HD.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, so Vanquish came out on PC. Oh God, when was it?
Did it?
Thursday.
Games for Windows Live?
What?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I thought you were talking about when it first launched.
No. No. This was a game that came out, I think it was 6 years ago, because I believe Bayonetta was 7, and this was like right after Bayonetta. I might be getting that wrong, but I think that's correct.
Wes will shiver if you get it wrong on air.
And it came out on PC. We talked about it on the show a couple times already. Action game made by Platinum. Platinum, you know, there was somebody in our Discord channel didn't know who Platinum was, and I was like, I sent them the Wikipedia article for like Platinum's list of games, and they were like, oh yeah, you know, because even if you don't know the name, like Platinum is Bayonetta, and they're founded by people who worked on the Devil May Cry series, and they've got the Korra game and the Transformers game, and like they're not all wins, right? Like they don't only make home runs.
There's a rough patch for a little bit there, but they got the pedigree for sure.
Turdog in the chat says, give Lucas a poke. We never talk about Games for Windows Live ever. That's fair. I know you're new here.
How are you going to get achievements?
But don't, oh my God. I'll cut your mic. I won't do it to the other guys. I just joke about it for them.
But you'll actually.
But for you. No. Yeah, so Vanquish was a game we never thought would ever basically come to PC, like ever, and it's out, and it's really fun. It's only, I think, $20 on Steam.
A steal.
Yeah, it is. It really, really is.
And such smart pricing, too, because, you know, they could have set it at 40 or 60 and juiced people for all they're worth. But they recognize, like, this is, you know, an old game.
Yeah.
And a known quantity. So why not just put it at a sensible price that people go, yeah, I'll buy that.
Well, and the other nice thing about it is it doesn't look like a 6-year-old game, right? Like I'm pulling up a trailer right now, which is just the PC trailer, which I think I actually played like 2 weeks ago also. But it really doesn't look like 6 years old. It is a pretty game. Bayonetta is the type of game where it sort of looked dated. It looked fine. It looked nice on PC, but it still looked a little old. Vanquish is a game where you could release it today and probably no one would even flinch. Like, no one would be like, the graphics felt very old-fashioned to me. Like, it's not like a gorgeous Witcher game or anything, right? It's not
it's
that
those
level.
textures. The robotic textures are what let it get away with that, I think.
Yeah, the textures are really nice. The animations are really fluid. The particle effects.
Signature platinum right there.
Yeah. And it's just like a really fun, silly, shooty game. Like, there's very little about the game that I dislike, right? Like, maybe nothing or not a whole lot about it like blows me away as this like revolutionary action game, but it's just like fun. It's just pure like just slide around and shoot dudes and get new crazy weapons and then shoot more dudes, you know? It's totally over the top.
Yeah, I think this, like, the Bayonetta on PC was great, but this was like what people were really holding out for. Yeah. And
when they started teasing it, man, I was surprised. Let's just say that. I was really, really surprised that they decided to bring it over. But I guess Sega's having enough luck, right? Like they've had a few really, really good JRPG ports. They had the really good Bayonetta port. Like, I guess all of that is going well enough for them that they felt it was worth it.
It seems like a lot of Japanese devs are realizing, like, oh, if we port to PC, like, there are a lot of people who would just buy it on site, pretty much.
If we sell this thing, people will give us money. What? I don't mean to be offensive because I know that there is a lot like of cultural stuff going into why they don't come to PC, but like literally that's what it feels like is make the
discovery of some
amazing
new market.
Yeah. Wes did this great piece on the site where he just grabbed like 9 GIFs from the game that are just kind of show why it's so crazy and so cool. So this is like a GIF of him rocket sliding around a corner and into the heart of a giant robot so hard that he blows it up.
Flip kick it. I heard Wes giggling with glee while he was playing Vanquish.
Yeah.
It was a heartening sound.
He has this really good GIF too. Oh God, where is it? This is a really nice one actually. Here, if it'll load. Like, this is a really good example of just kind of the quality of this game is every time you switch your weapon, it's not just like you're putting it away. Like, you have this, your character has this handle with a little core thing, and every time you swap your weapon, and you can barely see this if you're not looking for it, the gun sort of transforms into another gun. And recedes into that handle and then stretches back out as something else. It's just a lot of really nice detail.
It's the little things.
Yeah, and it's a nice detail also in 4K, you know, is great that we can do that. There was this great GIF, oh man, where he was showing, there's a button to smoke your cigar, like in the game, because why not? And so this is this amazing GIF of him just like being a cool dude smoking a cigar,
while a giant pylon
is
about to crush him.
It's just fun. If anybody is considering this game and likes kind of other
just do it.
Shooty action
$20?
games,
come on, that's dinner. Just have cup noodles for one night and buy Vanquish.
Not everyone lives in San Francisco where $20
That's true.
is
That's true. Very true.
But yeah, it's a cool game, man, and I'm glad I had the opportunity, or I'm having the opportunity to play it.
You wouldn't dream of touching it on 360.
Was there anything else you wanted to call out? Any other games?
Actually, yeah. So I think today was the launch of Hover Revolt of Gamers, which is the worst title ever. But it's the Jet Grind or Jet Set Radio spiritual successor for PC.
Right. Spiritual successor, not made by the original team.
Correct.
Just
Although
like,
I think they got the composer of the music to chip in. I could be wrong about that. And the game was in early access for a decent amount of time.
Right.
But now it's officially launched. And just look at this, Tom. I mean, just
neon loveliness.
look at this.
Yeah.
It's mostly shots like those where you see the whole city all at once are just amazing to me.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like a video game city. Like it looks like you're skating through like a computer.
Yeah. The inner workings of cyberspace or something. But I'm not so much into the multiplayer aspect. But as you'll see in this trailer in a hot second, you can switch between online and offline play easily. I'm just gonna want to explore around because that's part of what I loved about Jet Set Radio Future. There are no time limits in that game, so you can just skate around the levels, and they're gorgeous levels and very inventive with their architecture. And it looks like this is similar, just with a much more neon going on here.
Yeah,
maybe too much neon, but I'll reserve judgment on that.
I appreciate that they are clearly trying to do their own thing, right? Like they're not just trying to make Jet Set Radio. It's very, very similar, of course, and it's clearly supposed to be that, but I appreciate that they went for their own take on that.
Yeah. And the first person perspective shots they seem interesting. Like you can see.
Interesting is a good word because I would not want to play it that way.
I would probably get sick real fast. But that just launched and it's similarly cheap. I believe it's $20 full price, but it's
it's 20% off right now.
Yeah, $16. And I honestly, as someone who had Hover on their wish list for a really long time, they got me. I jumped right in. I bought it on site because it was like, well, what better time than the launch discount?
Yeah.
And this is an idea I want to support. So I guess hypothetically I should have waited till it was full price or bought it when it first went into early access. But
well, that's a good one to call out because that's one I haven't had a chance to jump into yet. The last one I actually wanted to bring up before we open it up to a Q&A from you guys was Old Man's Journey. Came out last week, the week before, something like that. And I finally got a chance to play it. Do you know much about Old Man's Journey?
I know nothing about this, so lay it on me.
Awesome. Old Man's Journey is this game that it's also a mobile game, like it's a touch game. It's this adventure puzzle game that's all hand-drawn, hand-painted. You can see it here. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And the main gameplay of it is there is this old man who you can guide through the worlds. And the worlds just kind of look like... I described it in my weekly post as like what's the word? Oh, God. Royal Tenenbaums guy.
Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson, yeah. It looks like Wes Anderson concept art is like kind of how it goes. It's this beautiful art, and the main gameplay of it is you touch with your mouse or finger if you're playing on mobile, and you drag the land up and down to connect it with connect pieces of the land in the background with the foreground so that you can then walk from the background to the foreground, and you try to navigate your way and lead this old man on his journey.
Is it a sad journey, Tom? Don't do this to me.
I won't spoil anything, and I'm not super far in it, but it does not seem like the happiest of journeys. Let's put it that way.
He's not going to Disneyland.
No, it's a very heartwarming game though. Like it is very cute, and you're reliving his kind of past through these little vignettes that are just these like really beautiful, unbelievably beautiful paintings.
This looks extremely hard to program.
Yeah, it's a really cool, pretty game. Actually, though, the reason I wanted to bring up was I was a little less in love with it than I was expecting. It feels like a game that I want to revisit on iPad. Like, it does not feel like a game that is really suited for sitting at a desk with a mouse and playing it. It is a more bite-sized thing. It offers me less than a 1080p monitor provides or I expect from, I guess. I don't know. This might sound very petty to me or to some people. But
well, are they going to burn you at the stake, Tom, for mentioning mobile?
No. And I mean, the truth of the matter is, like, if the game is meant to be played that way, like, I think it just is. And I'm glad it's on PC and it's beautiful, but, like, it's not really a game I want to just, like, sit down at my computer and play. Like, it's a game I would be interested in playing on my iPad on the train to work, but not really, like, I don't want to really just, like, sit down and throw myself in it, which I was a little bummed about that I wasn't super in love with it, because I'm super in love with the art style.
See, it's funny, Tom, that you say that, because I don't think I could ever play through a game on iPad unless I had to. Like, given the choice, I'll always go with the monitor.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I guess, yeah, I could see what you're saying. I imagine the graphics maybe look a little rough around the edges when they're blown up.
No, actually, it's not even that. It was literally just, it was almost entirely the gameplay. Like, the gameplay just felt very, very straightforward. It felt like it didn't have too much surprise to it.
Does the old man walk automatically once you've made the path?
No. So you tap to send him places, but he is very, 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 very slow. And I think that's part of it, is, like, I can adjust the paths, right? And I can see exactly where he needs to go, and I'll click at, like, the end, and he'll just, like, really slowly walk the whole way. And that's the type of thing where, like, if I was doing something else, or if I was on a tablet, like, that'd be fine. But, like, sitting at a computer, like, demanding my attention during that time. Yeah, maybe it's a good
Twitter
podcast game. If you guys listen to play Old Man's Journey while listening to the PC Gamer Show, let us know in the comments. Yeah, so those are the ones I wanted to bring up. Let's open it up though to some questions, because I do want to take your guys' questions.
This is exciting.
Yeah, like I said, if you guys are just arriving late, we are doing a bit of a half show today. It's going to be shorter, truncated. We're going to spend some more time on your questions because everyone left me.
You're alone in this world.
Except for Lucas here, who we love and appreciate you being here. Buttface Jones says, Tom, please force Lucas to hang out with us on Discord. Don't tell him who we are. Tell him we're better than we are.
I was
Don't tell him how we are. Sorry. Yeah.
I was on your guys' Discord. I still need to join the PC Gamer Club.
Yeah,
all
man.
y'all watching at home should do that too.
Oh, look at you pitching our thing. I love it.
I have to.
Yeah. If anybody hasn't checked out the PC Gamer Club, go to club.com or club.pcgamer.com and check it out. You can join our Discord, get ad-free site, get the digital magazine subscription, get a free game key every month. We've been giving out game keys in the Discord.
Whoa.
We've got some beta stuff coming up.
You're talking community right now, Tom?
Yeah, community.
I'm loving that.
Community engagement.
I was in your guys' Discord before the club launched, and we were playing Sven co-op, and I think I talked for like 3 seconds and then I left. So I have technically done that already.
That was a good Sven co-op run, though. That was fun.
Not the one we did. It was like we couldn't figure out how to progress.
Was that
so
like
we just
the
went
Tetris level?
No.
Oh, no, the other one. Yeah.
It was just a bunch of guys infinitely spawning, shooting you from balconies, and it's like, this is not fun at all.
Sven co-op is a weird game.
It is.
I forgot to mention, if you want to ask us questions, make sure to tag us with @PCGamer in the Twitch chat.
People, the questions are coming hot.
Yeah,
heavy.
they are. BattleTank09 asks, are you ever going to give us that community Overwatch game? Speaking of community engagement, yes, we are. It is going to happen. Don't worry about it. And you will be the first to know, BattleTank. Let me put it that way, because you've asked about it before. Let's see some other questions. Which game should Sega bring over to PC next? Asks Chris86. Excuse me while I conveniently pull up a list of Sega games.
Seaman. Not really. No one wants that on PC. Or maybe they do.
Wait, what is Seaman? Oh, is that Fish Face game from like a million years
Leonard
ago?
Nimoy
Yeah. I forgot about that.
I don't think that'd do too well.
Is that a Sega game, really?
It's Dreamcast, yeah.
What?
And it had a Christmas expansion.
Oh my god.
The Soul Calibur games aren't on PC, are they? Because they had the Soul Calibur 2 HD on 360 and PS3, but I don't think that ever came to PC.
Let's see. Soul Calibur.
Oh, I'm stupid. That's Bandai.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's.
I just associate it with Dreamcast in my mind.
That being said, a good shout. to get the Soul Calibur games on PC. I'm with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, those are not Sega. There's a lot of really good Sega games. I mean, yeah, the Dreamcast stuff in general is like Space Channel 5. Like and the Skies of Arcadia games, dude. That's my answer. Done. Skies of Arcadia Legends. Why did I even think about
that
it? What
would be good.
What am I even doing thinking about it? Skies of Arcadia Legends is the answer.
I'd want
to that
Power
question.
Stone on PC with online play.
Power Stone. There's a couple games,
but that's Capcom.
About.
So like,
yeah, you're bad at this. Here, let me.
You know what it is, Tom? It's the hot box of the podcast room. I've been away from its heat too long.
So this is a Wikipedia page of Sega games. That we can pull up to not stop embarrassing Lucas. Cool. Yeah, Mad World would be cool.
That's another platinum.
Every platinum game, basically. Like, I think is a good answer. I think at this point, after Bayonetta and Vanquish, they have very little reason to not bring more platinum games over.
Why stop now?
Yakuza.
Yeah,
that's a good call.
People like that a lot.
Yeah.
And
Football Manager is Sega. I always forget about that.
The box art for those always cracks me up because it's a guy yelling or indeed screaming, but it's cut off from above the bridge of his nose. Shenmue on PC, would people go for that?
Shenmue 3 is supposed to, right? I'm not sure. I thought it was.
Man, I don't know anything about that game. It's so far out.
Yeah, it is.
And it still says 2017, but come on, that's not happening.
Yeah, I think that's a fair guess. I
think Virtua Fighter would be cool on PC because that game is kind of considered dead now. Like the player base is just tiny, but with online play and Steam, accessibility, that could be pretty popular.
Yeah, I think that's...
And it's an amazing fighting game that is just maybe too complicated for its own good.
I think that's a good call. I mean, one of the things is looking down this list that I'm realizing is like a lot of Sega's most recent games have been like 3DS and Wii games, which are almost certainly never going to come to PC. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of the PS3 or PlayStation and Xbox games have more of a hope than most of those. Like I am more inclined to believe that Nintendo signed some sort of literally never released this for anything else agreement than the other companies did.
Would you play Hatsune Miku Project Diva on PC, Tom?
I do not know what that is.
It is a rhythm game starring Hatsune Miku, and it's okay. I like it. I like it decently.
All right. All right. I'd play it just for you. Just on this recommendation.
Thank you.
All right. Let's grab some more questions, though. There it is. Since the next Halo will be coming to PC, do you think it will be shown at this year's E3? That's a good question.
Halo as a brand feels very cool right now. And I don't mean that in like styling. I mean it was hot, and then Guardians kind of maybe didn't get the reaction they wanted. And then Halo Wars 2, I feel like, is already forgotten. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Halo Wars 2 was a little bit of a blip. I mean, we talked about the Halo 5 Forge being free on PC, and kind of nobody ever plays it, which is shocking. And I don't think an indication of the interest for Halo on PC as a whole. Like, I genuinely think that if Halo 5 Forge was on Steam and free, it would have a pretty decent player count. Because it has a server browser, right? Like, it has a whole thing. But people just don't want to go into Microsoft's UWP to get it.
And I cannot blame them.
Yeah, no, it's fair. Like, I understand it both ways. But, yeah, so I don't know if we'll see it at E3.
I mean, the only way they would do it is if it's like a Scorpio launch title, and then they show it off as like, oh my god, the graphics.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna have spine. No offense. Like, I just realized I was gonna say like, I don't know, and that's not like an answer to your question. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say, No, I don't think we'll, or more accurately, I think we will get a Halo tease and nothing more.
Just like a slow pan of Master Chief's helmet.
Yeah, like something like that meaningless.
Oh God!
Yeah.
If we called it, Tom, you'll have to bring up a clip.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So that's what I think is if we see anything, it'll be really insubstantial. Okay, let's take some more questions though.
What you got, Tom? What you got?
I'm looking. Somebody, or who was it? Silent Marine said maybe everybody else is getting ready for the E3 PC gaming show, and that's why they've abandoned us. That's certainly true for some,
Yes.
but I don't think Chris Livingston's new roof has anything to do with that. So
No, they're hosting the show
on the roof,
He's getting a second floor added just for this.
live from Chris's roof.
Yeah.
It's Sean, Day 9 Plot with the PC gaming show. Not at E3, but at the same time as E3. Yeah. No, so let's take some more questions. Letoetix asks, what RTSs are you guys playing around the office? I don't think anybody in the office proper is playing like an RTS right now. I know this is turn-based, I believe, but I know Evan, I actually wanted him, I wish he wasn't away for this one, but he's been hitting Battle Brothers hard. He has been really into Battle Brothers, and that's a turn-based game. So I apologize because this is not exactly an answer to your question, but in terms of strategy games, I know Wes is still on Total War Warhammer occasionally, but Battle Brothers is what Evan's been hitting, and I want to bring it up on his behalf. Yeah, I want to bring it up on his behalf. It's a game that came out, it left early access like a couple weeks ago, a month ago-ish, and it's basically like European medieval, as he described it, XCOM meets Final Fantasy Tactics. So it's a turn-based tactics game, and you know your heroes level up and you can name them and equip them, and just like XCOM, and it has a kind of, according to him, a Final Fantasy Tactics sort of vibe to it as well. I don't know too much about it, honestly, but I know that basically every night for the last like 3 or 4 nights, I've seen Evan's little Steam profile playing this game. He's really, really into it.
I don't love the aesthetic, but I could see how this is very much Evan's aesthetic.
Yeah, they kind of look like little 2D, almost like chest pieces, right?
Yeah.
It's a very... Yeah, it's not
busts. It's just a bunch of busts.
Yeah, it's a bunch of a bust is the right thing. But like the weapons that they're holding and the armor that they have is like actually changes according to what you equip them with. So there is a bit of detail in it. And the thing
cut off that guy's head.
The thing that appealed to me too, or was interesting to me, is it's not like small fights. Like I'll pull up this image again. It's like a bunch of dudes. Like that's probably 24 guys on that field. So it's not like XCOM, which caps out at 6. You know, it's these big playing fields with like a lot of troops,
big family, a lot of brothers.
Yeah. So I don't know. Real-time strategy games, I don't think we're playing a ton besides Total War Warhammer in the office, but that's the strategy game that's been hitting us most hard recently.
Are we gonna play that StarCraft classic in the office LAN?
Yeah, definitely. It's already free, but you mean the HD version?
Yeah.
Yeah, when the HD hits, I think I want to do some StarCraft in office.
I suck at StarCraft.
Oh, I'm terrible. I'm awful. But we gotta. It's StarCraft. It's Brood War, man.
For the music alone.
Yeah, I'm Terran, literally just for the Terran theme. 100%. Battle Tank brought up, actually, while we were talking about Sega games, to bring up the other Valkyria games. I think that was an easy one I left off. The first Valkyria Chronicles did come out on PC a couple years ago. It was great. It was a very good port. The only bad thing about that port really were the tank controls. Mouse and keyboard controls were great, except for the tank controls. And then the cutscenes were capped at 720, but they had to be because that's what they were recorded at. So what you gonna do? If they brought the other ones, I'd love it. But that's kind of weird because the second, and the third were PSP games, or at least the second was.
You know more about this than I do.
I love the Valkyria Chronicles games. But yeah, since the second was a PSP game and not a PS3 game, it'd be interesting to see if the port quality lived up in that. I don't know. It might be a little rough.
Harder to up-res
Yeah.
PSP graphics. I saw someone else mention Panzer Dragoon as well, which is... Wes loves that game. I know that for a fact.
And Persona. People were saying Persona as well.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that, yeah, Sega.
All good calls. All good calls.
Sega and Atlas joined forces.
Let's grab a couple more questions. Max Ursa asks, a few days ago, EverQuest started a new progression server from scratch where they updated it with each expansion every 12 weeks. I did not hear about that, and that's really cool. Man, thank you for sharing that. What other MMOs or other online games would you like to do something similar? MMOs, I mean, one of the main things that jumps to mind is WoW, because how can you not say WoW? But I'd be interested in seeing something similar with pretty much any free-to-play game. Like, I'd love it if League of Legends just out of the blue did a thing where, like, every week they added a new hero. Like, they had, like, a separate queue that was, like, called Nostalgia Queue or something. I don't know.
And they just go back in time and recreate the rolling out of...
Oh, like the heroes in the patches, like the item changes. So
champions, Tom, get it right or pay the price.
All right. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, every week they just did another patch that was, like, a historical patch, and they just kept it going so that you could kind of see the metagame of League back when it was in the day and then, like, see how it evolves over time. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah. Similarly, the one that comes to mind for me is Team Fortress 2, because I know people love, like, classic servers with no items. And then there was a really long period where, like, only the medic had extra items, and everyone was going buck wild for those. And that brings me back.
Yeah, man, that would be cool. TF2 is a good call also.
And we wouldn't have to deal with these hats with all the textures and the
Step
particle
off my
effects.
hats, man. I love the hats. I got called out when we played TF2 with the community last because I was wearing the gibbous hat that, like, you're supposed to not wear because it'll give other people the hat, and, like, it made me look like a noob apparently. I was a noob, so there you go.
Well.
Let's see, another good question. Diesel, oh my goodness. Power CS? I have no idea. Anyway, thank you for asking your question. It's, what PC game would you like to see an official mobile companion app for, like the RuneScape companion? None of them. I hate companion apps. No, I mean, that's a mean but kind of true answer. I don't really think any game needs a companion app.
The Destiny companion app was pretty good.
Oh, actually, I did hear that.
I'm sure Destiny 2 will get the same treatment. So that one was nice just because you could, like, basically admire yourself. It was very narcissistic, but it's like, oh, there's my character and here are all my stats. I can look at them anytime. I can chat with my friends, even if I'm not signed in. Yeah, that'll be a good one. Remember Evolve had a match 3 game to go with?
Evolve, like the shooter?
Yeah, you could grind out XP for the classes, and it was like, it was very poorly.
And people wonder why that game failed. How could it?
I don't think that was the reason, but it definitely didn't help.
Yeah, but it's a sign of things. Let's put it that way.
It is.
Wow, I didn't hear about that. I never knew that, and it really, like, it's rocking me to my core. Yeah. Okay, let's take a couple more real quick, and then we got to run. Volatar says, "Rhythm gamer to Lucas, how's your Osu skills?"
Not good. I'm not good at that game. I don't like I don't like motion in my rhythm games, so I don't want to, like, click and drag.
Okay.
You know, scratch back and forth. I'm more of a button guy.
Yeah.
So, like, I want to get better at Beatmania. You folks at home can't see me going like this on the table for buttons.
Well, the podcast people can't see anything, so it's okay.
Just imagine then me pantomiming tapping buttons. But yeah, Osu, I'm no good, but I appreciate that it exists. I think that's cool.
The people that play that game with a tablet, drawing tablet, and a pen is, oh man, that's impressive.
That's next level.
Yeah, that is impressive stuff. JBJ Blaze asks, a Beam Now Mixer streamer I watch finished the Infectious Madness of Dr. Decker last night, an FMV game. What's your favorite FMV game you've played, if you've played any? Oh God, what was the name of it? The one where you're interviewing the woman who has been arrested. Her story. Her story.
Oh yeah,
Her story. Thank
not
you.
her.
Not
starring
her.
Joaquin Phoenix.
I love that movie. I'm a sucker for that movie. Anyway, Her Story I thought was really, really good. I think that's one of my favorite uses of FMV because it like understands. It's not like trying to make you click on real pictures and real video, right? Like it understands that like you are looking at videos within the game, which I think is a good way to do FMV and not make it feel hokey.
I'm gonna have to go with Star Wars Rebel Assault 2.
Oh man,
which had like the animations of the gameplay were FMV, and then you got little clips in between. But it used that was how I fell in love with Star Wars music. Not necessarily the movies. It was like the themes you don't notice. So like not the Imperial March or whatever, but like the little stuff.
Yeah.
And you would just hear it over and over because that's all the game had for its soundtrack.
Okay, and we're going to take one last question from Deej Bruce. If money/legal issues weren't an issue, what console-exclusive game would you like to see on PC? Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I knew you were going to say it, Tom.
Don't even have to think. Yeah. Breath of the Wild, absolutely. I want that game on PC so bad, dude. Oh, man.
What would you want modded into it?
That's exactly what I was trying to think about. Everything. Star Wars, lightsabers, Lucas. All of those things.
Slow your roll. Slow your roll, Tom. That wouldn't fit thematically. You're getting all hot under the collar.
Wouldn't fit thematically. You're asking me about mods. That's the point of mods.
I guess so. Geez.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have like a off-the-cuff answer to that.
I mean, I took the right answer, right? Is there a console, like, would you go, try not to think, like, huge, would you go, like, something like Horizon? Do you think Horizon Zero Dawn is, like, worthy of coming to PC, sort of?
I think Bloodborne deserves to, like, PC-exclusive players deserve to be able to play that because it's really, really good, and all the Dark Souls games have a huge fan base on PC, so why not give them one? And throw in Demon Souls while you're at it, Tom. Just throw it right in there.
Okay.
Port that too.
Demon Souls was my first Dark Souls game, and then I went.
I mean, it was everybody's.
And then I went straight to 2. I skipped one.
You skipped the best one.
I went back for it, but yeah.
So they say.
Yeah. Well, I think Bloodborne's a good shout. I think that's a good call.
It's a great game.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. That's all the time we have for today, though. I do want to say thank you guys for joining us. Sorry it's a little bit of a shorter stream today, but Lucas, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Tom. I'll always be there for you, Tom, even when the whole PCG staff just forsakes you.
Well, I appreciate that. I know you got our back. And if you guys hated Lucas or liked Lucas, let us know.
Yeah.
I mean, liked Lucas or hated Lucas there. Is that better? Let us know in the comments at pcgamer.com/podcast. You can go down and click the most recent episode and tell me there if you want to see more of Lucas. Maybe we can bring you on by popular demand or never invite you again by popular demand.
Either way, I want to hear about it. Tom, I got to say, you look a lot paler on camera. I don't know what it is. Something about the lighting?
They say the camera loses 10 pigments. I was trying to translate that in my head, and I couldn't quite make it there. Yeah, a little bit. I'll fix the lighting. I'll make it like a blue light, so we're just like blue the entire time.
Just make it a rave where we're strobing lights.
RGB show. We're gonna do an RGB show, guys. But that's all the time we have for today. We will be back with a full show and more PC Gamer people next Wednesday, 1 p.m. Pacific time. As usual, right here at twitch.tv/PCGamer. We're going to take your questions again. We're going to, hopefully, as I said, dig into some of that more hardware-y stuff. Maybe Wes will be back to talk about Computex. There's a lot of good things going on next week. And then, of course, we will be... E3 will be the week after that. I'm letting you know right now. I will know for sure next week, but right now I've got to say I'm not 100% sure we will have a show during E3. There will be the PC Gaming Show, which you should all watch on Monday morning, the 12th, June 12th. But I'll let you know next week if we are going to be back for E3 or not. But until then, thank you very much, and we will see you next time.
Goodbye.